All right, go ahead. Start with the warm-up. I don't need to teach you anything there. Give you guys a few minutes. Don't make me nervous.
Mr. Philman, is that going to stay up?
Yeah, oh, it'll stay up. It's gonna have paper in front of it, but it'll stay up. Yeah, sure, Matt. Yeah, it'll stay up for you. Yeah, but it'll have paper you can't see through covering it. All right. I don't want to know the answer to part A, but I do want to know what ratio you used. All right, so just let me know what ratio you used to find HI. Let's start there. What ratio did you use? Start us off right, Aiden. What ratio you used in part A? Cosine. Yes, you did. You did. Cosine 54 is equal to 4.5 over x. Hopefully, everybody. Put that over 1, cross multiplied. Now I'll take the answer. Rounded to the nearest tenth of a mile. Nearest tenth. 7, Amy? 7.7. Too bad it wasn't to the nearest whole number, huh, kids? Sorry. All right, so yes, 7.7. A reminder, since this is a part A, part B. If in part B, I don't know how you guys did it because there's multiple ways, but if your method included using 7.7, use the non-rounded answer. All right, so if anytime we have a multi-part question and you use an answer from a previous section in your calculation, make sure you use the non-rounded answer. So for instance, if you decide to use Pythag for part B, which you could, don't use 7.7 for the hypotenuse. Make sure it's the non-rounded answer. All right, so we get the exact value at the end. All right, how did you do part B? There's a couple ways you could do it. How'd you do, Gianna? How'd you do it? Tangent. Yep, that's fine. So if I use tangent, I don't have to worry about the 7.7 because I'm using the 4.5 again. So tangent of 54 equals opposite 4.5 over. Nope, sorry, x over 4.5. Just reading my notes, huh? Opposite, I'm going to call it y since I just used x over 4.5. Cross multiply again. And then what about the length of IM there? Nearest tenth again. Ooh, 10, 10, 10. Matt? 6.2. 6.2. Look at you. Good. All right, any issues? All right, there is one major thing we haven't done with sine, cosine, tangent. I'm surprised none of you have brought it up. And that is, if you look back over the last 3 days, I think we've used sine, cosine, tangent. Every single problem I've asked you to find this side, find that side. Hey, let's find this side. Never have I asked you to find an angle. All right, we have always been given the acute angle. Today, you're going to learn how to find the angle. All right, so at number 1 here, I'm looking for angle X, and I give you 12 and 24. We are going to do this problem the same exact way we've been doing it for the last 4 days, except at the very end, there's a little change. All right, so what would be the first thing we would do? Figure out what the 12 and the 24 are, right? What sides are those? So help me out. What sides are the 12 and the 24? From angle X that we're looking for. Haley, hello. What's 12?
Adjacent.
And the 24. All right. So now you guys would say, hey, you have enough information for the cosine ratio. All right, so we're going to use cosine. Next, you would put the angle in degrees, but I'm looking for it. So we're going to put X now. Cosine X equals, now give me the ratio. All right, the correct ratio. Hopefully you're not getting ahead of me. Aiden, what's my ratio? Adjacent 12 over hypotenuse 24, and we can stop there because this is where something new is going to come into play. Now, let me go ahead. If you were doing this like we did the review problems above, you guys would put that over 1, cross multiply, and say cosine X times 24 equals 12, and then I'd be really interested in where you'd go from there. Because you can't tell me divide by cosine 24 because it's 24 a degree measure. No, you can't divide by cosine 24. Right? That's not a degree measure. So we're stuck. All right, we're stuck. So here's what we're going to do today. We are not cross multiplying when we are asked to find an angle. What we're going to have to do is find an angle that has a cosine ratio of 12 over 24. That's what we're asking for here. What angle has a cosine ratio of 12 over 24? I'm not expecting you to know that at all, but you know who does? Your calculator. Okay. Here's how you find what angle has a cosine ratio of 12 over 24. We're going to use the cosine button again, but look right above the cosine button. Everyone see a cosine. That's what we're going to need. So we're going to go shift cosine, and this word arc cosine comes up. What it's asking for is, what ratio do you have that you want to find the angle for? And now we plug in, instead of the angle, we plug in the ratio. And what's our ratio? 12 over 24. So now you tell the calculator the ratio, and it will give you the angle measure back. All right, but I do have to do shift first. So shift sine, shift cosine, or shift tangent, depending on which ratio I'm using. All right, so we're going to use 60 degrees. 60 degrees. And maybe I don't know if anybody noticed, because that was double that this was a 30, 60, 90, maybe. I don't know, but we can use our calculators. 1 doesn't make you great. Let's go to number 2. First thing, identify the sides. Nothing changes until we can't cross multiply. All right, identify the sides. What sides did I give you here? Matt, what sides did I give you? What's the 12? And the 18? Yes. So we can use the sine ratio here. Sine of x, opposite 12, hypotenuse 18. And I know it's in your blood to cross multiply. We just got to be more disciplined and say, hey, when I find an angle, I think even if you tried to cross multiply, hopefully you'll notice, whoa, I'm in trouble. All right, can't cross multiply when I find an angle, but just so you don't freak out on this one, let me do it with you. Now I do shift sine, 12 over 18. You got to plug in the ratio. All right, don't get freaked out. All your calculator's doing is copying this with the reduced fraction. This is what we want, all right? So we can round to the nearest degree, 42. So 42 degrees. So that's how we're going to find an angle. You tell the calculator the ratio instead of telling it the angle like we've been doing. What's your deal back here now?
Wait,
Thought it was 42. User error back there again. Are we good? Worst group in the nation. Come on, Matt. Let's go. Oh, yeah, a little quadrilateral action. HIJK, your little rectangle. Where are you putting HIJK? On the vertices, I know, but there's a certain way you have to label the rectangle or any quadrilateral. Look at the clock, right? Clockwise or counterclockwise, right? So for instance, if I put the H here, I cannot put I over here. Got to go clockwise or counterclockwise. Always remember that. Because if you don't go clockwise or counterclockwise, it'll mess up what the diagonal and what a side is. All right, KI. Ooh, what am I drawing in right now for KI? What's this called again? A. Diagonal, thank you. Is 32. KJ, ooh, is 11. What is IKJ? Angle IKJ. This angle right here. Whoa, whoa. For some of you that are getting ahead of me, I think I've made it pretty darn clear in here. We're not using sine, cosine, tangent unless I have a right triangle. You need a right triangle to use sine, cosine, tangent. I don't know what some of you are doing trying to use sine, cosine, tangent. I'm waiting for somebody to argue with me. Thank you. It is a right triangle. Why? It's a rectangle. Rectangles have right angles. I was waiting for somebody. Come on. It's all right. We can get after it with each other. Yep, it's a right triangle because rectangles have right angles. What's the 32 and the 11 now that we do have a right triangle? Because yeah, what do we have for the 32? Yes, and how about the 11? All right, it's cosine time. Cosine x, adjacent side 11. Hypotenuse 32. Shift cosine. And my angle, nearest degree when you're ready. Matt, back to you. Come on.
70.
70. There we go. Back at it. Good job, everybody. This next problem brings a rare smile to my face because it's going to make you miserable. All right. First, how about the directions? Solve the triangle. I don't want to give it away, but if you had to guess what I'm asking for here. Solve the triangle. What do you think I'm asking for here? Yeah, Z, find everything that's missing. Yes! A lot of work going into this. Getting better, no? I'm the only one clapping still, yes? Okay, yes, that's what solve the triangle means. It's not the last time you're going to see this either in this unit. Solve all missing sides and angles. Solve for all missing sides and angles. Yes, yes. Oh, beautiful. I don't know. What do you want to do first? You want to take care of the side?
Yeah.
All right. But if you take care of the side first, you don't have enough info to use sine, cosine, tangent. Is that going to be all right? Yeah. What can I still use? So that's always available to me. Pythag. Yep. Good. But hey, if you did start solving for the side, you don't have an acute angle to use to do sine, cosine, tangent. Realize that. So you would have to find angle A or B first. But we'll find AC using Pythag. Yes. More work to do. Little help though. 25 and 21. Where do you want me to plug that in for? Cool. Aiden, on fire today, boss. How about 25? Where's that going?
C.
Yes. And how about the 21?
A or B.
Love the vocab. It doesn't matter what letter we use. And you do have rounding directions because this is not going to be a whole number. Round sides to the nearest tenth. Let me know what you got when you're ready. Nearest 10th. Zoe. 13.6. Good. Quick reminder. If later on in the problem you want to use that side, don't use 13.6. Use the unrounded answer, please. It does not matter whether you want to find A or B now, so you make a class decision for us. What angle do you want to find there? Gianna, what angle you want to find? B? All right, let's do it. Find angle B now, kids. All right, you could use any of the three sides. For me, I prefer to use the given sides because I don't want to write the unrounded version of 13.6 every time when I show my work. So I'm going to use the 21 and the 25. All right, I'm going to use 21 and 25. So if I use 21, Ian, what's the 21? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Adjacent, and the 25 I'm going to use? Yep. So we could use cosine to find B. If you guys want to stick with X, stick with X. Since it's angle B, I'm going to call it cosine B instead. All right.
Can I get chocolates and doobie right now?
What's that?
Can I get the chocolates and doobie?
Can we really wait till after school? So it's all in one and
There's not a lot.
good because we're going to deliver 2 after school.
Okay.
All right, so you guys don't have to come in early in the morning.
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right, cosine B. So we're going to go adjacent over hypotenuse. Use your second button, right? Angle B, rounded to the nearest degree. Where am I looking here? Hi, Gabby.
33.
33 looks good. Excellent. And when we do part A, can we work smarter, not harder? What do I mean by that? Is it necessary to use sine, cosine, tangent again? You could, but it's not necessary. And how do I know it's not necessary? Well, I have the 90-degree angle and I have 33 degrees, and I know they all add up to 180. What am I missing? Oh, 90. So angle A, no matter how you did it there, ones, Will, great work, good talk. Olivia, what do you have there? 57, good work. Yep. Whew. Questions, comments, concerns? Of course, we definitely want to end it on a word problem with our boy, Big Al. So here we go. My main concern is, can you set up the diagram? I have a lot of confidence in all of you. You can solve stuff. But I want to make sure we can set up this ladder leaning up against the house. Wow, look at some of you going all out, putting some rungs on that ladder. A little roof on the house. Nice, kids, nice. I see a couple windows too. Wow, I like it. And some of you are just doing the right triangle. I don't blame you, because I'm going to do a right triangle too, so I don't embarrass myself after yesterday's ordeal. All right, so your ladder's leaning, so hopefully you put the 18 on the hypotenuse. 6 feet from the base. I'm trying to tell you, that's from the bottom of the house, right? Down here, 6 feet. And I really laid it on pretty thick about what angle we're trying to find, I hope. Find the measure of the angle. Oh, there's the word at the bottom of the ladder that it makes with the ground. We had a discussion where the ground is. That's where your feet are currently. There we go. All right, just to be on the safe side, what sides am I given? Gianna, back to you. What side is the 6? And how about the 18? There you go. Looks like we're using cosine. 6 over 18. And I just have one more comment before I let you go to your assignment for tonight. Well, first is what is the angle here that we make? Amy, angle?
71.
71 degrees. Good. Just a little quick tip. When you're doing shift, whatever, sine, cosine, tangent on your calculator, if you ever get an error back, that probably means you set up your ratio incorrectly. All right, so just a heads up, if you ever get an error when you do shift, cosine, sine, tangent, when you're finding an angle measure, that's probably because your ratio is wrong. All right, so you can go directly back to your ratio. All right, that's all I got for you. You can get your Chromebooks out and hit the textbook pages up for tonight.